Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
hey babe.
Happy dining plan.
Well, hey, did you know that the free paint by number mural activity is back for Festival of the Arts?
You know what? I did. And I did know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. How could you not know about it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's anytime I get a painter's, what's that called? What is it? A palette? What's
Yeah.
A painter's palette.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could go around to each of the countries and find a work of art.
Well, yeah, that's part of the scavenger hunt, right?
Okay.
No, this is something different, actually.
Oh.
It's so you go to visit the expression section, and this is obviously in Epcot for Festival of the Arts, the expression section booth, and you pick up paint, like actual paint, and a brush, and you're assigned a number because it's a paint by number, and you go to the paint by number wall. It's a wall, and you're going to paint a few squares of the massive mural that corresponds with your paint color. So each guest is allowed to paint just 5 squares, but you're assigned the number with the square, and I'm sure you can paint any square. You could paint one way up over here and one all the way down in another corner, and or right in the middle, depending on whatever's left.
I mean, people don't follow their numbers?
No, I mean, you would follow your number. If your number was up in the right corner and another,
what if
the
you
same
just
number was up in the left.
What if you want to break loose?
Well, I hope they don't, because it's part of a big project of the mural.
People just do 5 all at once.
Oh my goodness, you're giving me anxiety. But I love this interactive art installation. Yes, the color is assigned to your number.
Oh,
so you're given that color and your paintbrush and the number.
Are we in some communist society where they force this dictatorship on you?
Okay.
I want the freedom to paint.
You also don't have to do it, but I like to do it. I love my little paint by numbers. So if you're like me, not like Rob, apparently, if you're like me, then go to the expression section booth from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. is when they're handing out the paints and the paintbrushes. It's really cool. They've done this for a couple of years, and it always turns out so awesome.
I don't think anyone was thinking about the color deficient when they came up with this, because what if I don't know what color? What if I choose the wrong color by mistake?
Well, it's going to have the number on top of the paint that you're given. So you could go by number, babe. You don't have to worry about the color. They totally did think of you.
You know what? Now I feel like they're catering too much to me because I'm color deficient.
And that's it. That's all we've got for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show. Wow. My goodness gracious. What are we going to do with you?
I think we're going to co-host the podcast. That's what.
Looking for a new co-host. Anyways, how's it going over there?
Oh, it's going good. I'm just over here painting.
In your mind?
Yeah, I'm painting a picture. And that picture includes meals at the Walt Disney World Resort.
I like it.
And I'm thinking that these are meals that are previously planned out, and maybe I pay for them in advance.
What do you mean? Is this the Disney dining plans that you're talking about?
You didn't need a paintbrush to get that one done.
I didn't.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we've been talking about these a lot, and these have just rolled out since January 9th, right? You've been able to pre-purchase them and whatnot, but now they are active and live going. And I guess we've just been hemming and hawing, like, is this dining plan Worth it. Well, then on, I think it was January 3rd, they released this Disney Plus subscribers discount where if you are traveling in the months of July, August, or September, and you are a Disney Plus subscriber, you get a free dining plan. However, there are some things that you must do in order, aside from having the Disney Plus subscription, in order to get this free dining plan. And those are that you need to stay at the resorts for at least 4 nights and go to the parks at least 4 days, as well as have those park hopper tickets. Park to park, that's a whole different place. But the park hopper tickets you must have.
Hopper.
So at least 4 nights, 4 days of park hopper passes, and then you will get the free dining plan. And now then you have to break it down towards hotel, right? Or resort. I'm using all the wrong words tonight. My goodness. It's nothing new, I guess. I always
these
do.
hotels are resorts. It's all semantics. You're good. You're doing it.
So, of course, they always say for most nights from July 1st to September 30th. So, of course, there's going to be some little dates in there where they don't have it. Probably popular dates like, let's say maybe they don't have it. I don't know if they don't have it, but maybe they don't have it on July 4th or one of those, but you'd have to check in and see. So we were just going to break it down for you today. What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to break it down.
Let's break that down. So we already talked about how the guest must be a Disney Plus subscriber. Well, how do we know? As a travel advisor, we have to obtain your Disney Plus credentials from you. That means I need to ask you what your email is that you use for Disney Plus, and that needs to be checked out as working. So either I can call it in to Disney and see that it is an active account, or you need to physically show me that it is an active account. So I thought that was a really interesting step there. Because if you are not an active Disney Plus subscriber, Disney can cancel your reservation if you failed the verification, or even if you fail the verification at a later date. So make sure you're a Disney Plus subscriber. You don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah, don't think that you could be like, well, I was using my cousin's email, I was my cousin's account and I could get away with it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, but this is a really good thing to know as well. I was booking our friend's vacation, and I was a little nervous because they all live in the same house, right? But there's an in-law suite in the house, and they all use the same Disney Plus subscription. And I was just a little nervous because I was like, oh, they're going to get different rooms, and will that Disney Plus subscription go to all the rooms, right? Well, in fact, it does. You can book up to 3 rooms with 1 Disney Plus subscription.
Okay.
Now that is fabulous news. I loved it. So getting back to it, how much is our Disney Plus subscription per year? Do you happen to know? I don't know off the top of my head. It seems to have changed so much.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
When we first started, it was like $6 a month or something
You're asking
like
me.
that.
Well, I could go to my app and
I'm curious because I want to add all these numbers up to see what it is that we are putting out there.
Numbers. Everyone loves talking numbers. It's going to be a while. You're going to have to continue.
Okay. I see. You want me to keep chatting away?
Yes.
That's fine. So we'll just jump into this. So again, you must stay at least 4 nights and 4-day park hoppers. So what we're going to quote on air today for you is what that looks like. So a 4-night stay is somewhat expected when you're going to Disney, right? Because there's the 4 parks, so you might go to 1 park per day. But park hopping has not been on our personal agenda with the ages of our kids, but I know a lot of people do it. I've done it with just 1 kiddo, but never with both. But we were considering it this year because our kidders are getting older. Our kidders are getting older. And I'm just talking to myself because Rob's not paying attention to me.
The kidders are old.
But yeah, so now we think like we're ready. So this is pretty cool that this deal has popped out. So a park hopper ticket in the summer, like at any time. The price can vary, but I used the week of July 15th as an example. So for just park hoppers for a family of 4, that's 2 kids and 2 adults, this is just the ticket of park hoppers only, you're looking at about $2,785.54. So that's just 4 days of park hopping.
Park hopping.
Without the park hoppers, an admission to 1 park per day for 2 kids and 2 adults, it's $2,402.14. So it's not like this big mouth-dropping difference, which I was actually really surprised by. Because, like, you know, I guess like when you're doing 1 ticket at a time and you see the numbers go up, that's like super jaw-dropping. But I mean, the number of 2,000 is already jaw-dropping. So when you're deducting just such a small amount for your regular day ticket, I was like,
oh, what did you say? It was about 300, you said?
For the
difference?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, for park hopping, the ability to hop parks. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it surprised me how little it was. So
before we get further, now I did find my thing. Now, first of all, the first thing I'd like to point out is that I got such a phenomenal deal getting Disney Plus when I first got it. Going completely off, not really off topic, because you asked me to look this up.
I did.
I got it. I paid when it started. I paid $142.38, but it was for 3 years.
Oh, whoa!
That was such a great deal.
Yeah. And then what happened?
And then it went up.
Like, and what's the bad news?
And then it went up. So this past year, I paid an annual. I paid annually, right? So, well, let's say what so it's for, it's $9.99 per month.
Okay.
But I believe that comes with ads, and then $13.99 is for the premium.
Okay,
without.
Okay.
And then I pay $148 for the premium annually.
Interesting.
So
okay, so let's keep that in mind. All right, so back to these tickets, right? We're looking at $2,785 for the park hopper, right? That's our price. So if we were to add on an all-star room, that's a value resort, right? That's one of the most accommodatingly priced resorts that you can get.
Yes.
Where with that park hopper, you're looking at $3,598.12.
Holy moly.
So for the value in moderate resorts, just a habit, I think, to call it a hotel. You receive.
You did write resort hotels.
The Disney. I did write that. That's hysterical. You receive the Disney quick service dining plan. So, what is that? The quick service plan.
Quick service dining plan gives you.
Go ahead, tell us.
2 quick service meals
per night.
Per night. So every day you were there in the parks,
right?
You get 2 quick service meals. You get 1 snack or non-alcoholic beverage per night of the stay, and you get 1 resort refilling mug.
That's right.
Those are if you see the, the soda fountains, the thing you push them in, and you can refill your soda. So everyone gets 1 of those.
That's right. And I do wish that they had refillable drink stations in the parks. I guess that would just make everybody's day so nice.
Well, they have them in certain places?
I don't know if they have them in the quick service restaurants anymore. I am unsure of that, to be honest.
Soda refilling stations?
They really do call it a resort refillable mug.
Yeah, you shouldn't really be drinking a ton of soda.
I know. But they do have lemonade and water as an option.
And remember, you could always get free cups of water.
That's right. That's right. I love those free cups of
from
ice water.
Anything counter service. Yes.
So then let's look at what the cost for the quick service plan is. Now, this is what you would be getting for free, which is really cool. So each adult, the cost per day would be $57.01, and each child under 9 would be $23.83. So for a family of 4, you're looking at $161.68 a day. And in this case, it's for 4 days or 4 nights that they're staying. Yeah. So it's $646.72. That's your total for the quick service plan of what it would be. Now, I have a question.
I have a question.
I mean, we're going to talk about this more, but if you were to average out kind of like what our eating schedule is like, would you say, this is probably a bigger question that you can answer. Let's answer like maybe later on. Would you say that we're more of we have a quick service meal and then a sit down meal and a snack? Or do we eat more than that or less than that? I don't know. And would you say in our spending experience that it costs about $160 a day for us? So think about that. I usually don't look at the numbers. I'm going to be pretty honest. I'm just kind of like, oof, this will hurt later. But right now I'm on vacation. So call me irresponsible. So a 4-night package, each person would receive 8 quick service meals and 4 snacks and beverages that can be used at any time during your 4-night stay. So that's interesting, right? So let's say you didn't use your 2 quick service meals on that first day. Well, they carry over throughout your stay there. So let's say you wanted to have 3 quick service meals the next day. No problem. You just save 1 quick service meal from the day before. Let's say you wanted to have 3 snacks instead. No problem. The only thing is you can't transfer your points to anybody else's account or anything like that. Of course, you could go buy them a pretzel if they're out of pretzels, but then that's off of you, right? Yeah. So you got to keep that in mind. And I just had to know what the snacks included.
Well, that's very important. You got to know what you're snacking on.
I need to know. So most quick service restaurants and the outdoor carts and sometimes select merch locations would have the following that are considered snacks. And this is off the Disney website. They have frozen ice cream novelty, popsicle or fruit bar, 2 scoops of hand-scooped ice cream, 2 popcorn scoop, the single serving box. So nothing other than that. Piece of whole fruit, single serve bag of snacks, a 20-ounce bottle of Coke or Dasani water, 20-ounce fountain soft drink, coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea, milk or juice, cup of soup, and add-on toppings such as sauces. Okay. So honestly, that still left me a little unclear because I wanted to see it in terms of Disney food. Like, what do you mean, right? So, yes. Also, I had some questions about a piece of fruit equaling 1 whole credit. But, I'll take that up with Disney because I was like, can we get 2 pieces of fruit? I mean,
a banana is kind of like a snack.
You're right. A banana is, but a mandarin orange, like I feel like having just one of those.
Plus, what are you ordering fruit at Disney World for?
I mean, when the girls were babies, I'd get those little grapes and everything.
Little grapes, you turn them into wine. The popcorn thing, right? The popcorn scoop, it's in the box. I just want to point out that it's not any of the collectible.
That's right. It's
popcorn
not the
buckets.
Souvenir buckets.
Yeah, you're not getting the Figment. You're not getting the Figment
the cardboard.
You're not getting the Figment popcorn bucket from farts. Yes, that's what people actually call it.
Yes, we've been calling it farts all week.
Yeah, but we're trying not to, but we will probably at some point. Again, so yeah, we just want to make sure it's just kind of the bare bones of it all. But
the most important question, does this include the Mickey pretzel or a warm cinnamon roll from Gaston's Tavern?
I'm in.
Those are our 2 must-haves.
If it is, I'm in.
So to determine if a food is considered a snack, the menus will have a little purple icon that kind of has like the Disney plan logo-ish kind of thing going on next to the item on the menu. So usually Disney snacks cover items that are less than $7, but there are also always exceptions. So the answer to our question is yes. The warm cinnamon rolls come in at $6.99 and is considered a snack credit, as does the Mickey pretzel that comes in at $6.79. So I was really excited because these are our two go-tos. We love these.
And absolutely, those are like, I love me some Gastons.
Right? Like,
you sit there and give me a LaFruze brew, and yeah, I'm in.
It's not Disney without these things. So even
before you go
sorry.
on, one of the good things doesn't count as a snack is the disgusting, horrible turkey legs that everyone eats. Those
That's
are not
a meal, right?
Yeah, those you cannot get as a snack credit. So.
Blech. So, again, I still felt like the list on the Disney website was not super detailed, but after even more digging, I felt much more confident about how positive this could all be, right? They offer snacks such as trail mix, assorted chips, cuties, mandarins, like I was saying, even the Twix fudge pops and so many more treats from the confectionery are considered a snack. Dole Whip varieties, cinnamon glazed almonds. So, I mean, it goes on. And I think that our snacking options are pretty amazing at this point. So, and then Rob had just covered that the souvenir popcorn containers were not considered a part of this snack plan, or bottle toppers, glow cubes, which we like the glow cube. It was fun. Bottle straps, these would not be included. So, just keep that in mind. If you're looking for something like a specialty item to bring home, it's not going to be included in that.
Now, I was trying to find out, and I didn't have time to research, was if you wanted to, say, get one of these, can you use that credit and then just like pay the difference?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So
and I think that's a common thing. Like your user credit, and then they'll just be like, okay, you owe $872 more. Nice. No, I'm just kidding. Like if you're going to get a LaFruze brew and a cinnamon bun, yes, the cinnamon bun could be your snack, and then the loafers brew you would need to pay extra for, right? And so this is when your Magic Band, connecting your credit card to your Magic Band, comes in handy, because then they're just going to charge you and you're going to tap it, and there you go.
Because it's one snack or non-alcoholic. You could get a LaFruze brew, but you couldn't get the cinnamon roll.
I believe so.
One or the other would be covered.
Did you look that up? Because I think you're right.
Yes.
I just had to look at the menu again and just make sure.
Yes.
But yes. And so those little icons, they're just going to come and help really handy so that you know. Now, we've gotten like super distracted because we're really into snacks, right? But I always wanted to like bring it back around to like our price breakdown and tell you, and this was what Rob had brought up before. He's like, why are you doing the price breakdown? I mean, Disney says that you're getting a free dining plan if you're a subscriber plus, right? And I was like, yes, but I am a maker sure. Like I like to make sure that I'm a makeosaurus or whatever you want to call it. I like to make sure. I just want to know that this is like,
you are.
Am I like really? I mean, my only quip about it is that you do have to get the park hopper, right? So you are going to be spending more than you had originally planned if you're not a hopper.
The Maker-Sure and the frog.
Oh my goodness, he's still there. My goodness. So Rob, tell us our final breakdowns just as proof in which we are saving money.
So
he's totally going to talk into the microphone.
I am looking at numbers, and I'm going to make sure that I was definitely fully paying attention and not into my bit of naming things that you were asking me to do. You want me to add up these numbers?
Well, no. So really what I just wanted you to do is like read the text. That's all I'm asking you to do.
The 4-day at the All-Star Resort.
Oh my gosh, guys, new co-host needed.
I was into my bit. I don't know. I wasn't. I expected you to keep going.
I understand, because that's what I do, but I was trying to get you to talk. In any case, all right, a 4-day, as we had mentioned, a 4-day All-Star Resort, when you're only at the All-Star Resort with tax, you're looking at $806.99, and that's for our week in July that we chose, right? A 4-park hopper park to park for the 4 days would be $2,785.54. A 4-day quick service dining plan would be $646.72. So if we totaled those 3 items up, we're getting about $4,239.25. But because we're getting this free dining plan, our price is only going to be $3,598.12. So it's really free. And I was really shocked that there wasn't any like secret additives on here. I'm not saying that they do that. I just am saying that I like to double check, and I think it's a really, really good deal. And our phones have been ringing off the hook to get this plan.
Ring,
so
ring,
we've really
ring,
been
ring.
we've really been lucky that they let this out. This is a big one.
The little make sure. Okay. So now let's take a look.
Okay, let's do it.
At the Disney Plus subscriber deal for the deluxe resorts.
Right. Yeah. I was curious about this too.
Yes.
So I chose the Disney Polynesian Village Resort to look at, and same dates in July that we had chose. And what's cool about being in a deluxe resort is that you can choose whether you want to have the quick service plan or the regular dining plan. You can choose either or. That's pretty cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
So after choosing the dining plan on this vacation for like the total of it for the 4 days, 4 nights, it would be $5,792.64. And that dining plan, it's 1 quick service meal, 1 table service, so that's where they come to the table to serve you, and 1 snack per day, 1 resort refillable mug.
So that's the difference. It's removing a changing one of the quick services into a table service.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So
it's 1 table service credit per day.
Right. And 1, yes.
Yes.
You got it. So for an adult, that's about $94.28 a day. A child aged 9 and under is $26.69 a day. Mm-hmm. And so that's a total of $241.94 a day for a family of 4, or $967.76 for a week. So that's interesting.
It is.
And the table service includes all the favorites like Cinderella's Royal Table, Garden Grill, Hollywood and Vine, and so on. And so those are our favorites, right?
I have something to say on that. I could do it now or do it later.
Oh, please tell me. Please tell me.
Okay. So this is where things get interesting. There was, in Disney dining plan lore, there was a time when people were able to trade in credits that were unused and use them to gather different meals. Like there was something that people were saying before, you were able to use like a snack and a quick service credit and like give it to a cast member, and they would be like, oh, okay, well you could have a table service.
And I totally heard of that. Mm-hmm.
They were able to do things like that before, but it wasn't like it wasn't like official. Like it wasn't like part of the program. The cast members were find ways around it. So you're not able to officially do it now. I can't find anyone saying, again, it just started a couple of days ago, so I don't know anyone that's allowing that to happen as of right yet. Yes. But there is a thing. There are table service meals that if you want them, they require 2 table service credits.
Oh, okay. So which table service meals are those?
So there's quite a few of them.
And yikes.
So the character meals are basically all 2 table service credits.
Wow. And it's so interesting that they don't mention that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they hide it. And it's really not like even on the website.
Yeah. You're right.
So there's Cinderella's Royal Table, Be Our Guest, Akershush Royal Banquet Hall, and Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Snow White are all 2 table service credits, right? Mm-hmm. But there's more.
Tell me.
You got Le Cellier, Hollywood Brown Derby, Tiffin's, the Boathouse. There's a bunch at Disney Springs, Flying Fish, Toledo. That's at Coronado. Stroh's Narcoossee's, Topolino's, Yachtsman Steakhouse, and Hoop-de-Doo Musical Review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those are all 2 table service.
Right.
beds.
And so that's something to really consider.
Yeah. But then there's like there's other ones that are like one of our favorite places to go, like the 50s Primetime Cafe in Hollywood Studios. It's just 1 table service credit.
Right.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because that's a character dining meal.
You're talking about Hollywood and Vine, right?
Oh, you're right. That was Hollywood and Vine. But
it's
that
a character dining meal.
That wasn't on the list either. So I'm good. My point's still made.
It's valid. He's just thinking because 50s Primetime and Hollywood and Vine, they actually share the same building and the same bathroom. So, yeah.
It's weird. You hear people yelling at people.
Yes.
when you walk over from Hollywood and Vine. But yeah, so that is worth it.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. Yeah. But I mean, that is definitely a big warning that you need to know that when you're doing your planning, because you don't want to plan a character meal every single day and then be like totally shocked that you like can't do that.
Yeah.
So, but I also found it interesting that even on the Plan Disney website and everything, they kind of deny that these trades of quick service to dining plans ever happened in the past. I'm like, it totally did, but okay, we'll go with that. Sounds good. They do say that you can downgrade from your dining plan to have another quick service, but they don't advise it because the value is different.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why would you do that? But if you're really hungry and need something fast, I don't know. You do what you gotta do, right?
Okay.
But anywho, I mean, we could do that breakdown for you too. The 4-day stay at Polynesian Resort is $3,001.52, and a 4-day park to park for it would be the same price. Park hopper was $2,785.54, and a 4-day dining plan would be the $967.76. So the total cost of the trip could potentially be, without this deal, would be $6,754.50. So you are saving almost $1,000. Not bad.
Yes, because you get the dining plan for free.
For free.
So now there was, and we did an episode about the dining plan.
Yes.
Whether or not the dining plan itself is worth it. Mm-hmm. So just like as a reminder, so like I kind of looked it up, and I'm not going to like throw a bunch of numbers at you. What I'm basically seeing online is, through adding up everything, they're saying the quick service dining plan is pretty close to what you would pay if you were actually just buying these things throughout the course of paying cash or credit card, adding them up, and then what you're paying for the dining plan. It's almost the same money.
You think so?
Yes.
Like, even for a kid, like, I felt like the kids' prices were a little different. Like with the quick service, a child's price is
correct.
$23.
The kids is a little different. The kids is better. There's a better deal on the kids. Yeah, the kids, it's worth it for the adults.
For the sit down dining plan.
No, this is for the quick service.
Oh.
For the quick service dining plan, they're saying that for an adult, it's about the same amount of money.
Okay.
Because kids are paying less, so it's more. You're getting a better deal with the kids. So as a family. It works out. But if it's just like me and you going down and we're getting the quick service, it's about the same amount of money. Okay.
Good to know.
The table service as an adult, so the regular dining plan where you get the 1 table service meal, that's where the more as if you're going by yourself as a single adult, that's where you would save some money per day. Okay. Not including then it changes when you go into the 2 table credit meal, if you were going to do that. Like, say, as a person, if I just wanted to walk into Cinderella's royal table and sit by myself. And,
Weird.
But, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
absolutely. Lando
scared
through the remote right at that point. So it's you really got you do have to think about it.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's so many things. I mean, kids are always like they want to stop and get more food, and they always. This person dropped their, lemon bar or something on the way.
Gosh, yes.
It's something always happens, but so that's kind of the breakdown of it. Yeah. But it is free. It's a really good deal. I mean, just because you're saving, you're saving this money.
Yeah.
Right? You're going on vacation.
Yes.
Paying for me, it always felt like because typically what happens is like Abbie does stuff and then I'll pay the bills, the checks for the dining meal. So I kind of see them and I'm kind of.
Right. Then, so, I mean, traditionally, like I'll pay for the resort or something and you'll pay for the dining or whatever. I mean, we're married. Everything comes out of the same bucket. Yeah, so, but I just don't pay attention to dining.
Yeah, I'm the one that's signing
I want the
check.
Freedom to not look. Thank you very much.
I think because, some of our meals. Like I always figure that each time we sit down at table service, it's like $150 with the tip. Mm-hmm. But we're also getting alcohol and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different.
True. Yeah. No, it's. I can't imagine it's cheap.
Yeah. So I mean, this deal is a good deal.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
I think so too. Yay!
It's just whether or not it's paying for it. If you had to actually pay for it, if it's worth it, that's a bigger deal. You have to look further into that some more.
I just think about with like inflation and everything, and if this is like saving anybody.
Are we talking? Yeah. We're talking like microeconomics here.
No, I'm not really going to get into it too much, but I'm like, how interesting. Mm. Anyways, what's going on over there? You got any good news for me?
Nope. End the show.
Okay. Good night.
36 minutes in. Let's call it a day.
Hey, did you see the new Figment popcorn bucket?
I mean, who hasn't seen the Figment?
That's kind of cool. It's a little out there for me, but I think it's interesting.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that it's found at the Farts.
That's right. It is found at Farts.
Festival of the Arts. But the other thing that's happening over there is that they have the Figment Spaceship Earth light show returns.
Wow. Okay. What is that?
So, I mean, it's on, the Epcot, the Spaceship Earth.
Oh,
the
cool.
big ball.
On the ball. Mm-hmm.
It has a show that they do on, and it's all, it plays it's like the music from Journey into Imagination. Uh-huh. And like the lines, and then it's just like kind of figmenty colors and things like that.
Now, does that play all the time, or is there like a certain time in which it is played?
I guess that
because I feel like if the music was going with it, and it's like a coordinated thing, they'd like organize it to be at like 8:30 or something, like at a certain time throughout the night, or maybe it's one of those things where it's done like every 20 minutes or something.
In where I saw this information. It's a limited nighttime show. Illuminates Spaceship Earth periodically after sunset.
Okay.
That's all it says.
All right. So it's like that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not an organized time, but it will go off.
Tis not.
But that's good to know. Very cool. Epcot is just like the pop in place lately.
I mean, it's got all the stuff happening. But if we're talking back over in Magic Kingdom, we got Tiana's Bayou Adventure. People saw some lanterns, some bottle lanterns installed from was it Mama Odie?
Yeah.
Mama Odie. So they said that she's gonna be a part of the ride, and so she is.
Good.
And so you're gonna see that scene right where she has all the lanterns and stuff, and they're searching for things. So that looks pretty cool.
Love me some Mama Odie. I saw a couple other pictures where they had some frogs and scenery and stuff.
There was a frog and the Princess and
the Frogs. Yep, their frogs are there.
All right. Let's see. Did I have any other? We talked about the paint your own figurine that you can get from Figment's brush with the Masters scavenger hunt.
No, we didn't talk about that.
We briefly talked about it.
Your own figurines?
No, so there's a scavenger hunt over in Epcot.
Yes.
For farts.
Yes.
Yes, we keep saying it. We keep saying it. I know. It's $9.99. And that gives you an artist's palette.
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay. And that brings you to all 11 countries, right?
Yep.
So you could go to all 11 countries. On the back of this palette, it shows you a kind of a historic piece of art, Mona Lisa, things like that.
Cool.
You have to find what country it's in, and then you put that sticker of the Mona Lisa in whatever country you found it in.
Okay, that's cool.
Then you could go and turn it in, and you get either a Minnie, a Mickey, or a Figment. Paint your own figurine.
Oh, okay. That's your prize. Nice.
Asterisk, you don't need to complete the scavenger hunt. You could just turn it in and they'll give it to you.
That's cool.
Because you're paying $90.
Right, you're paying for it.
Yeah. So, but it's something fun to do in Epcot. Again, kids, are typically, like, why are we walking all around these countries that I don't really know or care about?
I know that hasn't really worked out for us in the past.
There's a bigger update, or there was news out of, and this just happened, today's the 13th, 2 days ago, over in Disneyland, is that they halted sales for the Magic Key Pass, which is their...
Oh, it just went on sale, though.
Yeah.
What happened there?
They sold out. They sold too much.
No way.
Yeah. They sold so quickly. It's like people... Because Disneyland is like so different than Disney World, like their client base it's all locals in Disneyland. The majority of it, that's what makes up the people. So they're there all the time. So these people, they just had a halt sales because they sold too many of them.
Wow.
You could still renew if you're an existing Magic Key holder.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yeah, they're not selling anymore right now.
My goodness.
Yeah,
Okay, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad for them. It's true though. Everybody I know that's lived out there has had a Magic Key at some point in their journey of living there.
Now going back over to our friends, across Orlando, Universal Studios. They had a couple of things going on there. We got E.T. E.T. Adventure.
What's happening? Don't tell me
it's going. It is
I'm very nervous.
Having color changing lights added to it.
Oh, okay.
So it was upgraded.
I can handle that.
E.T. E.T.'s Adventure was one of it was a part, it opened when Universal opened, right? It was there. Opening day, it was one of the opening day rides.
Got it.
And so it doesn't really get updated, but it's ton of nostalgic.
Yes.
But, they just made some updates. They added some certain features and it's like color changing lights to it and stuff. So people seem to be happy anytime anything happens to that, right?
I know.
That's a good thing. Our 9-year-old Heidi, we promised her that we'd go back and go to it. And then we got COVID.
Didn't get the opportunity to go
because we had COVID and we couldn't go back that day.
It's terrible.
We still owe her a ride. We're talking about Blumhouse is gonna, Jason Blum, and they do all the horror movies. They're gonna be back at Halloween Horror Night, or they put out like this kind of bucket list of 2024, and it says like the Blumhouse bucket list says go to Halloween Horror Night. So they're expecting them to be back. Five Nights at Freddy's was one of their pieces and one of their films that they put out.
Yeah.
And so, they have like those creepy bears that are going to be there, and they're already working on a sequel. So we'll probably see them at Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Very cool.
The other big thing was that, it seems like we're in January. Parks are a little slow, even though Disney was busy with the marathon.
Yes,
the week
very
before.
Busy.
But Universal's a little slower, so they're closing off sections of the park and opening them later.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
who else does this is SeaWorld. And I was very shocked at that when we went there. I was like, this makes zero sense. But,
so it's like in Universal, most of the park opens at 9, but now the area between Hollywood, so that's like where Central Park is, right? Where you like would see the Blues Brothers, but they're not going to be there anymore. All the way to London, so going, where almost where you go to Harry Potter, it's all closed off and it's blocked by like a team member. Like you shall not pass.
So how do you get to the other side? You have to go.
You have to walk
around.
Yeah,
you can't just go through.
You can't go through until 10 o'clock. So all that area. So it's like, obviously it's a cost cutting move.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't have to open up any of the, restaurants or services, they're just not there. And like I said, they're already getting rid of like a lot of the entertainment.
Right.
Like,
come on, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like some people, not enough people filled out the survey and said they liked seeing the Marilyn Monroe impersonator.
Right. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, good to know, Universal.
So, that does affect the rides over there, too. So it's like the Men in Black, the Simpson area, and then E.T. doesn't open until 10 o'clock.
What?
Yeah, because you can't get over there.
Yeah.
Because, that's where the bridge is. It's like in between, like the bridge to get over that section.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. But that's just shocking to me. But anyways, okay.
Well, it's January, maybe they might come back.
Well, I mean, in February when it's Mardi Gras time.
Yeah, so
I would hope that they open up everything up.
But yeah, that was kind of like the big news around the parks in Orlando. And, well, we did go out to Anaheim, too.
Yeah. Well, and they had just such crazy weather there last weekend. It was like nuts. So I'm glad that it's cleared up in Orlando. A lot of people had canceled flights and whatnot, had to rearrange everything. So
I gotcha.
All better now.
So now when we go, are we going to get the dining plan?
Well, I mean, I've been doing some digging, thinking about it, thinking on it.
You just talked about it for...
I know. I love it. But because we have some fun special rates that we go on, we might not be eligible for it.
What? That is crazy.
But maybe. We'll see.
Wow. We really are.
Can I go round and round and circle on that anymore?
That was anticlimactic, huh?
I'm sorry. But I do think it's a really good deal. They have a lot of other deals out right now, too. But that one is definitely the one that takes the cake, right? They've got their annual pass holder deal. So I don't know exactly when they all end, but they have the stay longer, pay less deal, or stay longer and play. And then they had the kids dining deal that I think is going on kind of now. So yeah, a lot of different deals that they're throwing out there. Go Disney. We love it.
We do.
Yep.
And I mean, I think that brings us to the conclusion of our Disney dining plan episode.
It does. And I hope that we entertained you today and that you guys have a fabulous week. And we'll come back with something else new next week.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.